Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I want to speak about the true essence of the Inь-Yang energies because we all know that twin flames is all about yin and yang, the masculine and feminine. So we all think that it's very straightforward. The masculine is the yang, the feminine is the yin. However, in my experience and coming as a projector in this world, my job here, my main mission is to observe and to logically classify things, to explain. They say that this world, this matrix, has been created by generators. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can search a little bit human design. And the future of how things are going to continue to develop in this world is coming in the hands of the projectors. Well, I don't know if this really is true, but we really have this ability of seeing through things. So I'm going to use this and I will be sharing with you on some further videos some of my observations and also the work I had with people on consultations or when they were reaching out to specifically me or both of us for help. I also had the opportunity to work with thousands of people before all this journey started, because that was a part of my job, to work with people face to face. And I was using all this time to observe the psychology behind and how things work. So let's go back to the Inь-Yang energies. Like I said, we all think it's very straightforward. The masculine is the yang and the feminine is the yin energy. And it is so. It is so in a way. However, if we're coming from the simple human logic, actually everything is upside down from what we think it is. Now, I'm going to try to explain all this, grabbing a very simple example of the human body and food. Yeah, we're going to use something as simple as that, because anything that we observe on material level, it is implied on spiritual level, on astrological level. That's the universal way how things work, and we are using the universal laws as the core principle of how the human body works as well. It is applied at every single thing that we see here in this matrix. So going back to the example, when we actually eat yang food, our body becomes more yin. We become more grounded. In the most yang foods, this is usually meat, animal products, because all this food has a ton of prana. It is very rich in prana. Now, some people may reach out and say that raw plant food is actually the richest in prana, but as a matter of fact, the animal food is the richest source of prana that there is here on earth. And on the other hand, when we eat more in food, we actually become more yang, and we tend to become more on the mind. It's the same thing that happens when we don't eat any food at all. We just go on to the next level, which is just energy, just on prana, or just using the sunlight as energy. It doesn't matter, but this makes us more yang, and we climb more to the head. When we climb more to the head, we become closer to the lower astral. That's a term that I created myself a few years ago. If you go back long way at the beginning of our videos, when I started speaking about the fourth dimension, the so-called lower astral, which is just a part of this matrix, and it's, let's say, the upper layer of it. And we are able to see it when we climb more to the head. We unground ourselves, and then we are able to contact more the so-called, in a way, spiritual. The true spirituality actually is in the heart. This is where both energies meet. It is not exactly in the heart, but let's say it's somewhere there, in that part of the chakras. So this same principle works for absolutely anything that we encounter in life, and even ourselves. We all know very well that the twin flame journey is a crash, let's say, a meeting, the union between the masculine and the feminine energy, right? And we are thinking, so the guy is the masculine energy and she is the feminine energy. It seems so, yeah? But coming from my experience, actually most of the women here on earth, the people that we chose to come in feminine bodies, we actually possess more yang energy, and vice versa. So the men actually have more yin energy, which, if you think with the pure human brain logic, it just doesn't make any sense, right? But on a deeper level, it does. And we need this projection to express ourselves properly. Because in this way, we actually bond both energies perfectly. So within each part of the twin flame, within every single person, we all know there's both energies, the masculine and the feminine. And this is the best way they are expressed. We come energetically with more yang energy, but in a feminine body, in let's say, materialistically body. And this is the perfect way to be able to experience the union of both energies deep within us. So coming with this in mind, it gives us a great basis of observing and seeing the world in a totally different way. Because now, if we start analyzing things from this point of view, we will understand that nothing that we were ever taught makes sense. Because in reality, everything is upside down to even what we were being told, to what we have been observing, to what we have been thinking with our simple human logic. But the human logic is the animal logic. and it's a very primal type of logic that we are using. If we're using just the base of our brain, let's say, this 5 or whatever percentages they say that we are just using. Beyond that, though, there's a much deeper logic into things, and it is important to understand it and to realize it, because there's a great deal of interest of keeping humanity on the primal logic of things, so that we don't go deep, we don't search for the proper truth. Actually, the truth is a very complex concept as well in its own way, because the truth is the truth for each individual person, so it is a multidimensional thing. I would say that my truth is not your truth, and your truth is not my truth, and it is okay. It is meant to be in this way. The proper truth is the collection of all of the points of view collectively, and only then we can find the real truth and the reason behind everything. As you can see, it is very deep and complex indeed, because imagine how many souls we are here, and how many dimensions of the same thing we have to collect to reach the ultimate truth. And it is the same with the Inь-Yan perception. It is so deep, the logic of it, and it is so much, it's multidimensional, as a matter of fact, that it is impossible to be understood in just our primal logic. We have to dig deeper, and it is valid for anything, not just for the twin flame connection. It is valid for every single thing you do, every single thing you encounter. Love you loads, guys, and I will be making a little bit more videos on the same focus, so stay tuned, and if you enjoy that, make sure to subscribe. See you soon.